everybody, DeathsTalker here. So I'm driving down here in a nice autumn weather, nice sunny day for a change, enjoying it. And I thought I'd talk about the new riding season. Like this video, like you realize right now I can't ride right now because it's winter, so this is like recorded months and months ahead of time. But it's getting close to the time, or it might even be the time, when you're able to get on your motorcycle. And you know, no question, I can't wait for it. But there's a couple things you got to think about. Now, the first thing is that like if you're in Canada or the northern part of the U.S., like I live, or even some parts of Europe, you know that we've had snow. Maybe had a little bit, maybe had a lot. But the biggest thing about this is that, you know, when they have snow, they send snow plows or sweepers, whatnot, to clean it all up. But they also put down grit, so there might be sand, stone, gravel, salt, or beet juice, believe it or not, if you're from parts of Canada. And you know, although that stuff is really good for you know, dealing with the snow and whatnot, it's not so good for motorcycles. And what I tend to do is, once the weather gets nice, so the snow's pretty much all gone, or is all gone, I wait for one or two really good rainstorms. And I mean really good rainstorms. I'm not talking like a little bit of water in the ground and say that's a rainstorm. I'm talking like a good full day of steady rain. Because what it's going to do, it's going to wash the salt off the road, it's going to move the sand and the grit off to the outer edges of the road, simply because these roads are arched. They don't look like it, but they actually have a like a half moon sort of shape, if you wanted to exaggerate it, where things will flow off the road and go off to the shoulders. And after a couple days of that, our roads are now good enough to ride motorcycles. Now, of course, it's still spring, which means it's cold at night and kind of cool in the morning and warms up. Sort of like what I'm getting right now in fall, where it's like this morning it was about 10 degrees Celsius, which is, you know, it's not freezing cold, but it's not exactly t-shirt weather. And now it's starting to, like today, this afternoon, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's about 21, 22 Celsius. It's like, oh, it's awesome. But it's the same in the spring. You start off, it's really cold, and then it sort of becomes nice, and then you actually have really nice, enjoyable weather. And what you have to remember is that this time of year, in the start of the season, the roads are cold, your bike is cold, the tires are cold, your traction's not going to be that great. And you really got to be careful, you know, when you're riding up, especially the intersections. Okay, like I'm coming up to a intersection here where I'm going to turn, and you'll actually see gravel getting pulled onto these intersections. So you have to be kind of careful that you're not, you know, pushing it too fast, because if you come in and hit a bunch of sand or gravel, you're liable to go into a slide. And if you have experience, especially if you ride off-road, you know, it'll startle you, but you can, depending on how enthusiastically you're approaching that corner, you might be okay, but there are limits. But if you haven't got experience, you could find yourself in the ditch, or into a car, or into someone's house. So you really have to be a little more cautious, be a little more careful. Now, of course, in the afternoon, it's going to be nice and warm, so the roads are actually nice. But again, if you're out riding after, like if I'm going to assume you're working during the day, and at the end, on the way home from work, the temperature's starting to drop again. So you might have a beautiful day, and then the temperature starts to drop. So again, as it starts to get dark, things are going to start cooling down. So the traction you had a few hours ago is now less. It's not like the summer where the ground, you know, starts absorbing the heat of the day and is able to maintain it because you had, you know, a month of warm weather. In the spring, it's actually, the ground is cold, and it just sort of is slowly getting heated up. So it very quickly tries to return to cold. So all I'm just saying is, you know, for the first week or so, especially with the weather conditions, take it carefully, and don't make any mistakes by trying to ride faster than the conditions are. You've got a long riding season ahead of you. I think you'd much rather prefer to be riding and then spending it in a hospital or a wheelchair. So I just want you to, you know, if you remember Hill Street Blues, the sergeant at the start of every shift said, let's be careful out there. So just do it. DeathsStalker signing off.